just want to share with you all the books that I am starting out 2023 with. I actually was surprised when I got them all gathered up, but these are all in various points. A lot of them are ongoing things, and I think I will just kind of go through and share categories with you. Move these to the side. So to start with, I have my planners. They're the most essential things. I have the Hobonichi Weeks, which is my just everyday go-to planner these days. I started, I think about September last year, moving to the weeks for this. I had been using my weeks for like financial things and stuff, and I wanted something that I could easily carry with me, and the Hobonichi Cousin, which I had previously been using as my planner, was just a little too bulky for that. So I went to the weeks and separated my planning from my daily pages. So this is now my everyday planner. I have been using it. This particular one I moved into in December. I have my little cover insert in here. This is my floral one, and this is the Weeks Mega, and it is in this cover is by Asian Vintage, and like I said, I'm using it as my wallet as well. It has like Traveler's Notebook style straps in it, so I added an insert and have my wallet portion in there. But I'm using this. Let's see, start at the beginning. I have done a little decorating, but not necessarily a lot in here. These pages, I am recording. I'm trying to have been doing more walking, and so I'm kind of trying to record that in here. So I'm using this as my tracker, as so many do, and it's really too little to do much of anything else with. But it'll work great for that. And then it started in December, and my calendar is just very functional. I may or may not go back and do any decorating or painting or whatever. The important part is, to have my schedule down in it. And then my weekly pages are pretty much, I divide into a column that's my, whatever, anything that's scheduled, has a hard and fast schedule. And then this is to-dos, and this is weekly to-dos, and then I'll list like menu items and things like that down here. But one thing, it's been a little bit hard for me to move into, from the weeks column in the Cousin to this. But one thing that I have, now that I've been in it several months, that I do appreciate is my to-do list for the week is over here, and then I just pick a few priorities for each day. And instead of just having, I typically would end up with these huge lists, that were really kind of unrealistic, but this gives me a few priority items. If I get those done, I can always pull, something from this list over here. So it's working out. It's working out fairly well. I do like the size of it. I like the portability of it. I have put tabs that my patrons got over here, the color tabs. And then in the back portion, I have made a goals section, because that's one thing that I did like in the Cousin, is that I would have a page for each month to write goals on. And so I have created that back here, and I also have like overflow, plenty of pages to overflow onto. Some days I do need that big long list, like this. No way I could fit that, in one of these little boxes. Sometimes I need, expanded, like a shopping list or whatever. So I have plenty of pages to do that in. So that's my plan, what I'm starting out in for just my general everyday scheduling planner. What I did find was that it wasn't working for me. There wasn't enough to do for my work planning. I did try to have these little Hobonichi notebooks that I could just slip right in there, and I tried to do those for my Patreon, and I had one for planning YouTube videos, but I just needed something a little more all together and planning all together. So this year I did get a work planner separate. It is a Moleskin. I wanted a big size, like to go on my desk, and so I have that. I also added some of my own tabs on here. I'm kind of having fun with this because I haven't really done much in these beginning pages, but it's undated, so I'm filling in my own calendars, which actually is kind of fun. I wasn't sure about that, but I'm kind of enjoying it. I went ahead and put tabs on for the first 6 months. I decided to kind of commit to a 6-month trial for it, and you know, if I want to use the rest of it differently, that's fine. I've listed out goals, work goals. I decorated this page and had fun doing that. I printed some printables, in some of my own printables and others in black and white. These are by Pocket Journal Pam. These are mine down here. The central part is what the book came decorated with, like this. And so I just like busyness, apparently. So, you know, I can have much more room for more in-depth planning and lists and things like that. And so I don't know how much I'll be, you know, showing this through the year. I may from time to time, but it's more just my work planner, business plans. It might look good, it might not. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. We'll see. But so far, it's been very helpful to me as I kind of set some goals and plans for the year. And then, different but related is my daily journaling. And so carrying over from last year is my 5-year journal. I love it. Don't miss my flip through of 2022, which was my first year in this. And I've done a flip through of that for you. Maybe posted later, not sure, probably. But I'm jumping into now the 2nd year, and I'm already so excited about being able to look back at the previous year. So this will continue. The only thing I am thinking about making a slight change is I like to, at the end of the day, before I go to bed, write down, you know, the events of the day or whatever, you know, big things happen that day. Well, sometimes, in looking back through here, like I have a lot of misspellings and sloppiness because I'm tired and I'm not, you know, full steam at that time of day. So I have this little inexpensive, it's a Moleskin planner, but I got it on sale because it was, you know, partway through already. But to just do my scribbling down in it, and then the next morning do this, because the other thing I noticed is I really love it when I actually would, you know, watercolor or do something artistic, and not that I have to do that every single day, but I do like it when I do that. And so I'm going to use this for jotting it down, and then can transfer into this however I decide I want to at that point. And then the other thing is my daily journal, which I did the A5 size Hobonichi Cousin last year, and well, actually last 3 years I've been in an A5. This year I went to an A6, and I so far am loving it. I'm only a few days in. I'm not sure what I'm going to use these pages or the monthly pages for. I might jot things down. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to use those. I've seen people do all kinds of clever things and beautiful things with the monthly pages. We'll see. I don't know yet, but And I want to do some writing here about 2023 and ideas and goals and plans and dreams and all of those things. But, excuse me, I have jumped in here, and so far I'm loving it. The pages are so cute. I mean, it's going to be an adjustment for sure. And I've got to downsize. I've got to remember to print smaller pictures and things like that. But so far I am really enjoying the small format. So we'll see how that goes this year. And so those are my daily planning books. Then I have a stack that I call my project planners. This one, my husband and I are in the midst of downsizing a bit and moving, eventually moving into a smaller place. And so those things that are hard for me to get rid of, I'm sentimental about everything. I can take pictures and put in here. I can write memories in here. I can, things that might be of interest or value to my children one day. So that's going to go in there. This is I call these projects because, especially these two are projects. We'll talk about them first. So my husband and I are doing a building project, and this is, has been plans, and, it's kind of interesting to look back at the evolution of how our plans have changed and evolved. And I haven't done a super good job. I need to do some catching up. I have some things like pictures to glue in. I'm trying to keep track of expenses as we go. So I think that will be interesting though as time goes on. I want to go ahead and decorate the cover and just really make a fun little book out of it. So I'm working in it little by little. And this is a Midori MD planner, the book itself, with a cover that's got a little pin loop. And then this one is a little Moleskin journal, and this one is every year I do a 4-day in-person workshop in the summer that's like a little more in depth, a lot more planning, and I do a lot of planning ahead, and so I like to have a designated place to do that. And so, I have a bunch of things already that I want to glue in. I have my first inspiration for the class. I drew up in a sketchbook. I made copies to stick into my book, and that will be that. I thought this, kind of was on theme, and this was Moleskin had a sale here a while back of a bunch of their journals, and so that's where I got that. And this little guy was from there too. And then the other, this is just not exactly a project, it's just more of an ongoing journal. I got the journal itself for my birthday in November, and so I didn't start using it, I think, until in December, because I transitioned into it. But it is my faith journal, and I've done faith journaling in different formats and different books before, but so far this is working well. It's a bullet, what do you call these? Dot grid. It's a dot grid journal, which is perfect for taking notes. And this is like the journal part can be removed and replaced, into the cover. So I have just done, this is how I, if I'm at church, this is how I take notes. I've done a few things outside of that too, but there's mistakes in here and everything, but it's just, I just do it as I'm listening, and it really helps me pay attention and process and think about what I'm hearing. And so I do enjoy using this as well. Sometimes I do a little personal reflection and journaling. in between. So that's what that is that I just have barely started into. And then the final category is more art related. So this is a sketchbook, and actually this one's very nearly done. I'm very close to done with it, so I will probably be moving into another one very soon and giving you sketchbook tour. Hopefully I'll make a video of my sketchbooks of 2022, as well as doing a flip through of this one. And I think I have some other ones I need to flip through as well. But I will continue in that. I'm very much sketchbook advocate. I think it's really helpful. And then the other books that I'm currently loving working in are my 2 altered book journal. And if you've watched my videos before on those, on working in these, and this one's, it's not done. It's still got a lot I can do in it, but it's kind of getting filled up. And I have started another one, so I'll be working in both of these probably simultaneously, but I've just started in this one and haven't done a whole lot yet. Oops, and I have it upside down. There we go. But it's just a beautiful book, and I've prepared it by pulling out some pages so that so I can glue other things in there and not be too bulky. So those are what I'm using for art journals currently. And then I am sure I'll be using other miscellaneous sketchbooks and everything too. But that is my lineup for 2023. And as you can tell, I love journals and planners and everything of all types. And so I hope you join me this year as you follow along while I work in all of these. So thank you. Bye.